Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you today about AltRider skid plates available at RevZilla.com. So if you're someone that likes to get a little bit of mud on your tires, an AltRider skid plate is something you want to consider to keep the underneath of your engine safe. We're talking about oil filters, we're talking about oil pans, and in some cases, even your header pipes. Now these are going to be designed for a wide variety of mid to large displacement dual sport motorcycles. You want to make sure you're using the bike finder on our website to get the right skid plate for your dual sport. Once you have the right skid plate for your bike, installing these, it's going to be a 1 out of 300 BSD. What that means for you is a couple of hand tools, an hour to an hour and a half in your garage, and you're going to be ready to roll. We'll talk more about install at the end, but right now, let's jump in and talk about what sets the AltRider skid plates apart from some of the other skid plates out there in the market. So AltRider has been manufacturing dual sport motorcycle parts since 2010. They're a really young player in the market, but they've come out with a great quality American product, and they've really worked to develop a community of adventure riders with the products that they sell. Their skid plates are no different. Personally, the F800 GS skid plate here in the middle, I've put over 1,000 miles on one of these bad boys on our company F800 GS that we have decked out with a whole bunch of AltRider gear, and this stuff just holds up to anything you want to throw at it. Huge proponent for the AltRider stuff. So where does it set itself apart? First and foremost, it's in the construction. These skid plates are going to be 3/16 anodized aluminum. You're going to see them available in black as well as silver. You'll also notice, and it's on all of these, but it's really clear on the silver one over here, and this is off of the Yamaha Tenere. Take a look at those welds. They're going to use TIG welds. Not just because it's going to be as strong as MIG welds, but really what TIG welding does is it really gives you a nice clean finish. So you get something that when you put it on your big expensive dual sport motorcycle, it really looks great. Just those little touches, again, set AltRider apart. Secondly, look at the size of these things. In most cases, these skid plates are going to be double the size of your OEM factory skid plate. On my right-hand side, you're going to see this is off of a BMW R1200 GS. In addition to the size of this skid plate, you're also going to notice that in most cases, AltRider is going to try and mount these, if they can, to anywhere other than the engine. For this BMW R1200 GS, and you guys know, if you're out there, the GS is probably like the behemoth of the adventure dual sport world. This is the only skid plate you can get that doesn't use the engine as a mounting point. That's super important when this is what's getting banged up underneath your adventure ride. The other thing that AltRider does is they try to make it as simple as possible, so if they can, they're going to make their skid plates so it doesn't affect you performing regular maintenance. In some cases, if you're going to do an oil change or an oil filter, yes, you're going to have to take the skid plate off, but if they can do it for you, they're going to set it up where you don't have to remove the skid plate to perform that regular maintenance. For all the skid plates you see on the table, these are going to include everything you need to install it, from mounting hardware to bolts, all the way down to the Loctite. They're going to make it as simple as possible for you. So if you're thinking this is something you want to add to your bike, make sure that you're checking out the product pages on our site. Use the bike finder, get the one that fits up with your bike, and then check out the install instructions. We have PDFs on there, so see what kind of install you're looking at. Also, AltRider is going to create videos for installation for almost everything they sell. We'll have links for those as well. Once you can factor all that stuff in together, installing this, it's going to be a 1 out of 300 BSD, or beard scale difficulty for installation. Now, it will vary slightly depending on model, whether it's going to take you an hour or 2 hours, or whether it's going to be a little bit easier or a little bit harder. For example, off the top of my head, a Suzuki V-Strom, you need to remove the kickstand bolt to be able to install their skid plate. So you're going to have to either have a center stand, or you're going to have a buddy that's going to be able to hold the bike up for you while you're installing it. Others will be a little bit easier, others will be a little bit more difficult, but just to give you an idea, there's an example for you. So, like I said in the beginning, I've used this stuff. This particular plate in the middle is off of a BMW F800 GS. It really just does what it's supposed to. It protects your bike, it holds up, and it looks great. There's a lot of folks out there using AltRider skid plates on their bike. You want to hear more about what they have to say? Do me a favor, click below. Read other riders' opinions and thoughts about how they're digging the AltRider setups they have on their machines. You have more questions for us, never hesitate. Get us on the phone, 877-792-9455. We'll get you talking to a gear geek, or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the AltRider skid plates. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.